Great job! You've gotten your estate planning documents done and you're ready to take the next step. But what is the next step? That's actually a question that we get asked quite frequently, and we figured it would be worthwhile to go through 3 important steps that you can take to make sure you're using your documents and keeping them safe. So first and foremost is keeping them safe, and this we refer to as physical security. What are we doing with the documents that have actually been printed out, have our wet signatures on them, and how are we keeping those safe? We often recommend that you would place those into a safe that you might have in the home, or if you don't have a home, maybe a safety deposit box would be a better option. One note with the safety deposit box is you want to make sure that there's at least one other person on that box with you, whether it be your spouse, a close trusted family friend. Reason being is if something were to happen to you, you wanted to make sure there's as few limits and limitations for someone else to get into that box in the event of an emergency. The next step we need to take is actually inform folks who are in our documents. While we likely had conversations with these people who wanted to act as guardians, as powers of attorney, as the executor or trustees, then it's important to make sure that we have a conversation with each one of them to make sure they know exactly what they're expected to do in the event of an emergency. So that's going to be our step number 2, inform parties. The final step is to back up, back up, back up. We want to make sure that these documents, which you've likely spent both time and money completing, are safe and readily accessible whenever they need to be. For most of us, that looks like scanning them in and storing them in a local or cloud-based document management vault. If you're a client of FDS, we actually have many tools available to you to help with this process. So now that we have the documents all figured out, what do we start doing with them? It's quite likely when you completed your documents, your attorney provided you an instruction sheet. Now, we recommend that you follow that instruction sheet very closely, as it gives you instructions how to update the beneficiaries for any accounts that may need to be done, change any account titling, as that could be a very important step, or perhaps even adjusting the deed to your home into a trust if that may have been created for you. To the extent that you have any questions or are unsure as to what steps to take next, reach out, let us know. We'd love to celebrate with you to let you know that your documents are done and help you as the best way that we can with exactly what needs to be done next. Thank you so much. We'll look forward to seeing you soon.